the site of a former cinema in Wavertree, once a favorite hangout for John Lennon and George Harrison, has remained vacant for the past 6 years. For decades, the Abbey Cinema served as a cultural hub for the local community, creating lasting memories for thousands who passed through its doors. When it opened in March 1939, the cinema represented the golden age of British film, a time when neighborhood picture houses regularly drew large crowds. The building was designed by Alfred Ernest Shannon, and its first screening featured the film Joy of Living starring Irene Dunne. Over the following decades, the venue showcased countless classic movies, set against a backdrop of decorative columns illuminated by neon lighting. Visitors were welcomed by a grand foyer that included a luxurious bar area and even a small goldfish pond. After the cinema closed in 1979, the Abbey building went through several transformations. Long before it was granted Grade II listed status in 2021, the former childhood cinema of Lennon and Harrison had already been repurposed multiple times. It operated as a bingo hall, later became a snooker club, and eventually housed 3 different supermarkets. Lennon's Supermarket during the 1980s, Summerfield in the 1990s, and finally Co-op, which remained there until 2020. Another redevelopment appeared likely when Lidl purchased the property and proposed demolishing the structure to build a new 18,000-square-foot supermarket. However, the plan faced strong resistance from local residents and heritage supporters who campaigned to protect the historic building. Those initial redevelopment plans were ultimately halted after the cinema gained listed building status. Lidl later submitted a revised planning proposal in 2022 that promised to repair and restore the building's distinctive corner rotunda while adding new windows and wall tiles designed to match the originals. Even so, the project failed to progress. In March 2023, Lidl withdrew its application, explaining that the planning process had been delayed significantly, and the company subsequently placed the site on the market. A property listing previously published by Mason Partners noted that although the historic cinema itself is Grade II listed, a single-story extension at the rear could potentially be adapted for future development. In another unexpected development, reports surfaced in early December 2024 suggesting that squatters might be living inside the building. At the time, local councillor Carl Cashman said nearby residents had alerted him to the situation and asked the city council to offer support to those staying there. Now, more than 6 years after the Abbey building was vacated, it still stands empty and without a clear purpose. When contacted about the property, Mason Partners confirmed they continue to market the site but declined to comment on whether any active offers or recent interest had emerged. A spokesperson for Lidl also confirmed that the retailer still intends to sell the property while continuing to explore alternative locations for a new store. The company added that the building remains secure and is regularly monitored and maintained. A recent visit to the old Abbey site shows that the structure itself remains intact, and traces of its former charm are still evident. Yet there is a lingering sense of loss that such an architecturally striking building has been left unused for so long. With its rich history tied to Liverpool's cultural past, the future of the Abbey Cinema remains uncertain, though many hope a new chapter for the landmark will soon begin.